You know, I hate having to do the intro and then having to immediately do this. But I realized the backlight was not on. Also, is it crooked? I feel like the camera's crooked. Is this going to be a world record twice that I'm going to have to restart the stream? I think so. Okay. I think that might be a little bit better. I don't know. I'm upset. I already start off and right off the bat it's getting to the point where this is going to sink harder than the Titan. So far we're at 911 levels of retardation in terms of setting up. Mike was asking earlier, what's my routine? Right? Clearly, it's not anything to do with the production of this show because as you could see, the production of this show is pretty garbage. There are cables, annoying cables that I have to deal with every time I want to set this up. Imagine spending time to have this setup, right? It's not necessarily the best setup, but this still takes time to do. I still have to get the cables, get the lights, get everything set up, the microphone. Sometimes the computer doesn't work. So believe it or not, this show does take a little bit of time to prepare. But as you could see today, no time was taken for that particular endeavor. I don't even have my notes. Usually I'm very organized. I'm very rigid when it comes to the structure, but not today, my friends. Welcome. Welcome to the PigCast. Yesterday, we had an entire episode dedicated to magic tricks. We had an actual episode dedicated to talking about magic and things like that. People were asking questions and asking me about things to do with tricks and advice and things like that, which was a nice time. We had a good time, but that's not the nature of the PigCast. The nature of the PigCast is to talk about things outside of magic. It's your moment to look outside the confines of the mirror that you're fucking standing in front of practicing your ambitious card routine for the 14th time. We get it. All right. Once the card goes from the middle to the top, they already know that it's possible. So why do you have to show it off 4 more times? Why do you have to do that? You're doing that just for you. You're doing that as a means of masturbation. You should be better.
Be better. Be better. Be better. Be better.
Magicians need to know when to stop. For some reason, I think that part of their brain is shut off the moment they start learning card tricks, which is not knowing that enough is enough. They get intoxicated by their reactions. Production value, why you bugging? What's going on with the stream? Yeah, as you could see, also it's too light. I don't like this. There's too much light. Am I going to stop this again to fix the light? I don't think so. I think I'm just going to have to deal with it. And you're going to have to deal with the glare coming off of my my 15 head, which I just noticed is pretty prominent in this shot. God, the typos. Did I misspell Idiocracy? Did I misspell that? Just improvise. God, the typos. I don't know what you're referring to, Beats. Hopefully I didn't misspell Idiocracy. But that would be a good example of it, wouldn't it? I think that would be a little bit apropos, as they like to say in certain places. Today, Danny did the prep for Piggy. Yeah, that's what it sounds like. But my prep for this show is usually I like to look up the topics. I like to write everything down. There's actually some production that goes into the show, believe it or not, even though the output is Super 8s. There's actually some stuff. And today we're going to talk about some diverse topics. There's a video going around now about some environmentalists and a police truck driving through their little setup before Burning Man. That's a great video. We're also going to talk about cheating bitches that cheat. And here is, I think, what has to be the biggest Karen, the best example of a Karen. And if it was up to me, I'd go by the Sam Hyde rules, which is I'd feel like I'm in a self-defense situation in this case. And as you're going to see, the guy actually does find himself in a self-defense situation and had every right to powerbomb her to oblivion. But obviously the video doesn't, it ends abruptly. I would have hoped that the camera guy would have been smart enough to keep recording, but no, that wasn't the case. I'd rather be watching cake farts, says Corn Pop. I don't know if cake farts is my my sort of like ulterior or my double ganger. I'm telling you right now, this isn't going to be a good one. I feel it. I feel it in my bones. I think there's something in my words, in my stuttering, that doesn't make me feel good. I've mentioned before that I've stopped. I've stopped caffeine. This is caffeine-free decaf coffee. Ill, disgusting, and I've stopped from drinking caffeine altogether. As a matter of fact, the only time I've had it was in the result of being a part of Coke, a frozen Coke, because McDonald's in Miami happens to have brought frozen Coke. So I had a little bit of caffeine there. But I'm trying to avoid things that give me anxiety because I've turned into a vagina. I've turned into a giant vagina. I used to poke at the people that would feel anxious and would have panic attacks for no reason and would have, what's it called, hypochondriasis. Now that's me. That's this guy. 2 thumbs and loves blowjobs. So now I'm dealing with the output of that. And I've decided to remove caffeine from my diet, which is one of the things that makes me the happiest. I loved just waking up, having some water, maybe waiting an hour, and then busting out a nice basic bitch iced coffee. Now look at this. Look what I have to drink. I have to drink decaf. It's coffee flavored water, essentially. It doesn't have any benefits. I guess it still has the stuff from it, but it's not really coffee without the caffeine. Same thing with the Nick, the cigars, ill. I've unfortunately also stopped in that endeavor. I am smoking CBD though, the little CBD cigarettes. So I guess that satisfies my need to have some smoke in my mouth. Beat says Sonny Crockett reference. Yeah, Sonny Crockett, if his parents gave him thalidomide as a child, as you could see, I realized that if I shower before the streams, my hair is slicked back more aggressively. And it's not really a great look for hiding my hairline. My hairline is that of a retarded tree monkey, and it's pretty atrocious. I'm not going to do anything about it, though. I feel like all I've done is just put product on it, oils. I haven't shampooed. But once this starts becoming more like an island, it's all coming off. I'm just going to do what my grandmother called the malanga. Malanga is like a plant that you shave. That's what essentially I'm going to do to my head. I'm going to get the Tate look. So your boy might actually become Piggy, top P, like my Twitter handle is. I've been on Twitter a lot recently. As a matter of fact, that's a perfect transition, which is the buzzword of 2022 and 2023. I'm going to perfectly transition into this next, which is Twitter. I've been finding a lot of these videos on Twitter. I've been on Twitter a lot. I'm trying to get I'm trying to become a professional Twitterer. So what that entails is becoming monetized on Twitter, which I already am. I already am, baby. I did all the necessary steps. It's kind of a pain in the butt because you have to have 5 million impressions in 3 months. I did it in 4 days. But I did it by shit posting. So I'll let you guys know how much Elon pays me after this pay cycle. And if that's the case, I might just quit Magic altogether if shit posting on Twitter gets me paid. But this is the sort of stuff that I've seen on Twitter that just gets my gears ground. This is the first one. This is Ultimate Karen. Let me see if I could smoothly transition over here and show you what I'm talking about. This bitch. Ugh.
Not moving. You're on the wrong side of the road. Excuse me. You're on the wrong side of the road. Really? You're on the wrong side of the road.
So that's where the video ends. As you can see, this guy's coming in from the wrong side of the road, clearly from this waddle. Now, notice a couple things, by the way. The Karen is the one recording. That's important information. The Karen is the one recording. So she's the one that ultimately uploaded this particular video. And it's why she cut off early. Because I assumed that she probably thought that she was about to get her absolute ass handed to her. Now, here's the thing.
Not moving. You're on the wrong.
Initially, I'm of two beliefs when it comes to this particular thing. I'm the Adolf Hitler when it comes to street rules and abiding by the rules of the road and the sidewalk. If you're here, you keep on the right side, and then that's the universal rule when it comes to the sidewalk. You keep on the right side. If you're on the right side, then you know that you're on the right side. So no matter what situation you find yourself in, if you're on a sidewalk, just stick to the right. I know the Brits, they have the opposite. You're wrong. You're wrong. But Stick to the right, and for the most part, you're going to be good. Same thing when it comes to traffic. You don't need to come at me, Becky, all right, just because you decided to show up late to work and now you're trying to cut time by going on turning lanes and trying to cut into my lane. You're not going to do that, all right? I'm going to let you know. I'm going to scream at you. But when it comes to this particular thing, I'm of the opinion that you should definitely abide by some rules when it comes to sidewalk. Even though it's a public area, you could technically go as you please. There still should be an order. And in here, the guy's coming from the wrong way. He's coming obviously the opposite way. He's on his left, I believe. And because of that, now you're in this position where you're going to head on apply directly to the forehead. Head on apply directly to the forehead. Now, usually in this particular scenario, if it's some dumb idiot, I would again probably side with the Karen. But no, because it was just a simple transaction here. You see somebody coming towards you. Your human instinct is maybe, I'm going to move away. I'm going to move to the side as to avoid a potential collision. This bitch said, no, that's not what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to make this my time to shine. I'm going to use this as my time to take out any anger I've had on maybe my husband bitching at me or the lack of love in my marriage. And I'm going to take down a man and 3 dogs. Look at this.
Excuse me. You're on the wrong side of the road. Really? You're on the wrong side of the road.
This bitch, the audacity, Harry Potter and the audacity of this bitch. It seems to be a girl, too, that hits her. And we have a couple dogs there. What are you doing? You're looking for conflict at this point. This is one of these bitches that I'll never forget. In the beginning of COVID, I was walking on a sidewalk without a mask. Unfortunately, I had to carry my little one on me every time I had to walk into a store. But I was outside. I was in a sidewalk in open air. I'm not going to wear a mask as I'm walking. What kind of retardation is that? And some lady, I already know that she's going to have an issue. And she's on the other side coming towards me. And she's kind of standoffish, just touching her shit all over, making no sense whatsoever. And she comes at me. She goes, oh, I thought you would have been wearing a mask. I'm like, I'm outside. What do you need a mask for? We're outside. We're in the open air. And she goes, well, you should put on a mask. And I told her, this old lady that probably ended up having a heart attack, I said, you should mind your own fucking business. And she goes, what? I go, you should mind your own fucking business. She goes, never. Because nobody stands up to these dumb bitch Karens. Mind your own fucking business, bitch. What are you telling me what to do? And these bitches are just shaking at the opportunity to tell you what to do. Same thing with this sidewalk Nazi, even though I called myself Sidewalk Hitler. But I'm trying to abide by some sort of system that maybe promotes the economy, right? If I'm on the right side of the road and I see someone coming at me, I'm going to use intelligence. I'm going to use logic and reason. I'm going to move out of the way. I get it. Some people don't abide by this. You have to be open to maybe some people not abiding by the rules of what should be the sidewalk or using the sidewalk. But this bitch didn't do that, and of course leads to some conflict. So where I would usually be on the side of the Karen in this particular scenario, no, because the Karen took it too far. The moment you're lining up and you're getting in a defensive position to take down a woman on her bike with 3 dogs, no, you're in the wrong. Do the CBD cigarettes contain tobacco? They do not. They do not contain tobacco. They're tobacco free. They have like 0.3 THC. So it could potentially pop up on a drug test. But apart from that, these, from what I've read, are shitty in terms of the actual quality of CBD, but they taste great. They're pineapple, so it literally smells like pineapple. So they're phenomenal for that, and they do a good job at calming you down when it comes to any sort of retardation. So they do have some effect. It might just be placebo, but they work at least for me. So if you are considering that because you have anxiety, maybe I should consider, or I would recommend trying some CBD product. Kyle says, you look like Fez from that 70s show dressed up as Jeffrey Dahmer going to an 80s themed middle school dance. I don't have a zoom in on this, but I should have a zoom in. That's probably exactly the vibe I have here. I'm thinking Sonny Crockett. Really, I look like... boy, yeah, you nailed it. You pretty much nailed it there, Kyle. I feel bad now. Is this what bullying is like? When you get bullied? I might just stop the show at this point just because I'm so defeated by that particular message. That's so accurate that it hurts. You know when something is so accurate that it hurts and you have nothing to say because it's true? You're right. I'm giving you the W on this one. Fuck. Corn Pop says, I'm Adolf Hitler, says PigCake. Yeah, please don't quote me on that. I said I'm the Adolf Hitler of Sidewalk rules. So keep the context there because Lord knows people like to take things out of context and assume things. Like the air fresheners. I have a joke where I have an air freshener on my motorcycle because it's funny. So I had another air freshener hanging off my ceiling fan. And somebody made the accusation that because I had black ice, so the name of the smell is black ice, I did that because it sounds like black guys. So I was hanging black guys from my ceiling fan. That's the accusation that was thrown my way. First of all, the Stretch Armstrong of that is absolutely ludicrous. The reach that you have to come to that conclusion. Just absolutely retarded. Black ice. The joke is that I'm in a house and there's a car air freshener in my apartment. That's the humor. Same thing with the motorcycle. It doesn't matter if it's black ice or if it's whatever Christmas tree flavor, whatever scents they have, that company. It's on a motorcycle. That's the humor of it. It's in a place where it doesn't belong. In this case, a house. So I don't know if No, I don't have them anymore. But that was one of the fucking retarded accusations made at me. Let's see. Have you thought about doing reaction videos? They would look great on the main channel. I do them from time to time, but I don't do them in a way of having the little box here and then having the video and then me just going, oh, that's cool. As a matter of fact, on my Instagram, I did a video making fun of that, and the video did pretty well. It got more views than I usually get. So it shows you that people really like that mindless content of you just watching a video of me, you watching me watching a video. And in that case, I'm not even watching a video. I'm just reacting. And then I put that in there because it doesn't matter. So I usually, whenever I do a reaction video, I provide commentary. So it's like I show you a bit of the video, I cut it, I talk about the video, show some context, cut back and forth. That way, rather than just have this whole video where I'm showing you the video in its entirety and only at the end is where I provide commentary on it. I think that's kind of stupid. I think you have to make it an actual edited video rather than just a thing of you watch me watch a video. What? Let's see. Cake eaters, production value, why you bugging? Somehow, I doubt that calling PigCake's fans vages would ever catch on. I agree. I don't think that it's going to catch on, but for some reason, virginity has caught on. So me calling my audience virgins seems to have been the sweet spot. Context matters, but it's still unpopular nowadays. You're doing pots now? How many marijuana have you done today? I have not zero. I have done zero, and I don't do pot. I don't want to smoke pot, even though the ER lady recommended. She goes, listen, I don't want to say anything, but you should consider mushrooms. I'm like, this is really what I'm being told at the fucking emergency room. But she recommended mushrooms and certain types of pot. I'm like, I'm good. I'll probably deal with this, something that's not psychoactive, and just avoid caffeine, which unfortunately makes me unhappy. I feel like the next time I have caffeine, though, I'm going to have superpowers. So I might want to use that well. Maybe next time I have a potential, a victim, a shawty, a lady over, I might just take a little bit of caffeine and make sure that she's walking different the next day. So who knows? That might be my my next level of that. Did you see the TMZ interview with the that man is not fucking real? I forgot what this stands for, but I know that man is not real. I think that's what she said. I did see the TMZ, and as a matter of fact, let's see if we could find it. If I could find it here on Twitter, TMZ, and then followed by that acronym TF. Thank you, Twitter, for having the worst search. So T, and I might be retarded. TM, my goodness. TMF. If I Google that, would that be enough? TMF. INR. INR. My goodness, that took way too long. Let's see her here. God, she's fucking perfect. My goodness. She has like the perfect type of just mom vibe. This is TMZ talking with the lady from the airplane that she got popular in a video not so long ago because she pointed out the fact that there was a potential lizard person. And
I gotta ask you, how does it feel to be traveling
Oh,
again?
man.
You know, in the airport again after what you went through.
A little bit of
Jesus.
anxiety, but
Now, there is a couple, because I did see somebody referring to this, that she's dressed the exact same as when the incident took place.
But a lot of people are curious
yeah.
what exactly you saw. Because you know, you alluded to what
God,
you
I
saw.
would not be able to talk to her. I'd be stuttering. I'd be a simp immediately.
Like, we just want to know, like, you know, what did you see?
I mean, thanks for asking that, but I have been told I cannot comment on it right now.
I see.
I'm sorry.
What was the reason that you wanted to get off so bad?
That's the same
Again,
question.
Can't speak on that right now, but
Understood.
I was distressed and I was getting off the plane. No matter what, I just probably
Whoa.
did.
Damn. Yeah, no, she is a solid, definite smash. But the question is, what did she see in the plane? Now, they did have videos, weird, shaky videos of the actual person. It was just a weirdo, just some fucking dude in a hoodie that looked a little bit odd. And then they had another video where it was a different person. They pretty much had a nice combo of different people saying different things about it. You can never get anything right. Even though we're in the age where everything has a fucking camera and you could aim it and you could whatever, nobody ever gets the context. It's always snippets. Keep recording. That's good advice. I forgot who's the one that mentioned that. I think it might have been Casey Neistat, that he said, always keep recording. You never want to be that guy that ends the footage early. Even if you have a professional shoot, keep recording, because what you could get after people think that they're, not being recorded anymore, that's usually solid gold. So no matter what, you could get space, get more memory cards. But the thing that you miss, if you miss the shot, you miss the shot forever. So it's a good little bit of advice if you want to get into filming and cinematography, or what I do, which is making videos for Magic Virgins, right? What else here? What's the proper way to scratch your ass in public? None. Scratching your ass in public is definitely not something that I would say is acceptable behavior. Again, we live in a society.
We're living in a society.
We live in a society, so you don't want to be up there. You have to do that in the privacy of the bathroom. So same thing, for example, when it comes to me and defecation, I do it like a ninja. I don't do it in public. I don't do it around people. I do it in the comfort of my own home, immediately showering after, because to me, it's a shameful act. And girls don't do it, luckily. But whenever I do it, I know that it has to be in my home. So much like scratching your ass, you have to do it in the privacy of a bathroom. Now, I wouldn't do it in the privacy of your bathroom. That'd be psychotic if you're in a venue and now you have to travel to your house to scratch your ass. But also, why is your ass itchy? That's also something I got to ask. Why is your ass itchy? It's a little bit sus. Hey, Mr. PigCake, I'm old and want to get more flight time with Magic with random people. Any ideas? Bars are great. Usually bars have decks of playing cards. Bars have people that are open to conversation. Drinks are flowing. Inhibitions are reduced. So when it comes to that, you're going to have more confidence. So bars are probably the best place to do it, especially dive bars. You don't want to go to these fancy bars. One of my favorite bars in my area was called The Mighty, right? And it was great because it had the right mix of audiences. You had the old crowd, you had the younger crowd. It was a little bit divey. Towards the latter part, it became more of a college bar, which I'm not a fan of, even though I love college girls. I'm still not a fan of the vibe they bring, because what they bring is the douche vibe. They bring a lot of guys that are trying just to get desperately in the pants of these girls that really don't take a lot of effort to get into. You just gotta, make one funny joke, and they're like, oh my God, that's so funny. But beside the point, when it comes to that bar, they used to give you shots at 2 o'clock in the morning and play shots. That was kind of a fun vibe. And then now it's a fancy piano bar. They turned it into this place that has this there's a piano there. You can't walk in and order a drink from a seat. You have to go to the bar and order a drink there. So if, for example, let's say the bar is completely packed, ordinarily you would just find a table, sit down, order a drink. You can't do that. You can't do that at this place. You have to go to the bar. And if you're at the table, you have to order food. What? Yeah, ever heard of losing your entire customer base? Fuck putting a piano in there. So dive bars are really good when it comes to that particular endeavor. If you have a local, that's always great to sharpen your skills. And as long as you don't become the magic guy, I think that's all right. If you don't become, oh, hey, look, it's the guy that does tricks. Hey, show me another trick. Unless that's what you want to become. But I wouldn't personally want to do that, Dr. Moggs. But I think dive bars is definitely it. Piggy's going to become Tyrone Biggums next time he has caffeine. Yeah, next time I'm going to be like, ooh, boy, give me that fucking shit. That famous video of him smashing through the windshield and grabbing the cassette or grabbing the fucking whatever speaker system of the car as opposed to saving the person. That gave me a laugh that hurt when that aired in the Chappelle Show. I think this is on Rumble as well. Yeah, it is on Rumble. I streamed this on both, on Rumble and YouTube concurrently, just because your boy's out here trying to get them Rumble bucks, just like I'm trying to get the Elon bucks. Even though Rumble, I think it's working out in terms of getting any notoriety on that platform. But alas, I can't. It doesn't hurt to try. Dive bars are great. You could even scratch your ass in them. Yeah, there you go. So if you want to scratch your ass, you could either go inside to a bathroom or go to a dive bar. Because at a dive bar, it doesn't matter. They give you beer. Look at the condition of where they serve you alcohol. It's gross. At the end of the night, when they have that bar mat that they just drip and all the liquor is just there. Who's that guy? John Taffer would probably have a shit fit at the bars that I go to, but those are the best bars. Those are my favorite bars because imagine you go there, you could have conversation with people. The air is not pretentious. The people that go there typically are like-minded. They're not, fucking people that are trying to attend a piano bar. What? Fuck. What a shitty one. Isn't Florida supposed to be getting a major hurricane? We currently have one. This is what it looks like. This is what the hurricane looks like. I mean, people in Florida don't really care unless it's like a 5 or a 6. I say 6, even though it doesn't exist, but you can quantify a 6. We had what I think people would consider a 6 a couple years ago, but a 3, I don't think people are going to care as much. They might get some water. The real crazy ones might board up. Here, we're in Miami, or I'm in Miami, so the actual hurricane's going above us. We are getting the outskirts of it, as I've heard my motorcycle tarp just flying incessantly a little while ago. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but we're getting the outskirts of the wind. Alas seems to be your new word. I have a couple that I go back to. Alas, I like, fuck. I can't even, fucking improv master. Good job, improv master, coming up with quick whips there. Fuck. Give us an iPhone update since you've had it for a while. Well, I guess, I used to be an Android guy. I was an iPhone slut for a long time. I had the iPad, I had a Mac, I had an iPhone. And the thing about it is that pretty much everything about this screams you need to get the ecosystem. You need to be a part of the ecosystem. So if I take a picture here and I want to edit it, I have to have third-party apps. To do anything on the phone, even though it's simple, you have to click on 14 things. Whereas on Android, you could customize it and you could add a widget or add something to customize it so I could just do it in one click. Whereas for this, for example, if I want to save a video, I have to click save and then open in downloads, open in files, and then files, save video, and then I have access to the video in my Photos app. What? On Android, you could just save it directly to the hard drive and you're good to go. But of course, iOS limits your use of regular shit. And unfortunately, one of the downsides is that simplicity causes you to have, 14 different ways. Or no, you need 14 different steps in order to do something simple. Like saving a video. Why would I need so much effort just to save a simple video? It's kind of dumb. But yeah, Kyle, I'm not a fan, but I definitely appreciate that certain things like the quality of pictures, for example, everything's kind of easy. The messages, bitches judge you, man. Bitches judge you if you don't send them back an iMessage. For some odd reason, even though iPhones are, I would say, more inexpensive than Android phones today. Android phones, I think, cost way more, especially looking at the foldable ones. Bitches judge you because you're using an Android phone because you're a cheap ass, but the phones are more expensive. But so you could get a cheap iPhone, but if you're on iMessage, you have more of a chance of getting with certain girls. It's retarded logic, but I've noticed that on my time in Tinder. Let me go through here. Sorry, I know I skipped one. Don't sweat nothing, pig. Biden says he's demanding a new vaccine that works, says Magic Buzz. Out here dropping the hot news stories, Magic Buzz. Who's going to rant on him for the Green Cafe now? I didn't even know Harry Lorraine was sick. Whoops, says Beats. Well, if you think Harry Lorraine is sick, then you're in for a surprise when you find out how sick he actually is right now. Early Nokia is better than Android, better than iPhone. Well, you know what? I remember the BlackBerry days. I had a Trio. I had a Trio, a 650 and a 750, and then I had the Palm Pre that I actually have. I had to go to my mother's house to get them to back up old videos and pictures that I had on the phones, and I had maybe 6 or 7 of them just because they always broke, but I thought it was the perfect phone. That right there was quality. And then unfortunately Palm decided to go, you know what? No, we're gonna sell to HP, and HP ruined everything. Hey, Piggy, here's a suggestion for an outro. Sonny Crockett said you got to know the rules before you could break them. That's how Nancy Pelosi gets away with insider trading. That's pretty gangster. Somebody yesterday did say, rock on and keep the magic strong. That's a good one. That's a dated reference to, what's this guy's name? The magician. That's kind of cringe. He used to be on eHow. Fuck, I see his face, but I don't remember what his name is. Paul Weatherby. There you go. That's his name. The cheesiest dude on the planet. He would say, rock on and keep the magic strong. So I guess that's the vibe that I might steal that. Motorola Razr, best phone ever. I agree. I think the new iteration of that is pretty fire, especially the foldable shit. You could slam the phone down if you have an angry conversation with a bitch. You can't do that with an iPhone. I can't slam this down. For example, I go, yeah, I told you to put 500,000 on the Jameson account. I can't close it. I can't close it like I want to. It doesn't make me feel like Gordon Gekko to fucking... with the Razr, you could do that, and you feel a little bit empowered. Speaking of empowered, for some odd fucking reason, I don't know what it is in the planet, where there has been a push for protesting. Anything and everything gets protested. And what comes of it? Nothing. Just videos on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. That's all that comes from it. So no movement is actually promoted through protesting. It's just a waste of everybody's time. Now, you have the right to, here in the United States, of course, as long as you're not impeding on anybody else. That's the key word here. You can't impede. So if you're on the highway, if you're going on, I don't know, a major road, if you're blocking traffic, if you're impeding on somebody else's ability to get around, that's when you're breaking the law. And for some reason, these hippie fucks don't get that. In England, you see the don't stop or stop oil movement, that they're so bad at protesting. I completely believe that they're hired by the opposite belief for big oil to make protesters look bad, because they're just so dumb. They're idiotic. They're blocking traffic. They're gluing their hands on the sidewalk. They're acting up if somebody rips their hand. They're fucking trying to throw orange paint on cars and shit. Meanwhile, they have new vests that they all have. They have all these posters. They have clothes. They're on iPhones that, I don't know if you know this, but all take oil to get to where you are. All those things need power and some form of energy to get to where you are. So what's the hypocrisy here? And they had this lavish meeting. Somebody trolled it wonderfully, where they put balloons with these noisemakers and they let it out in this hall that they had this conference in. And it was just wonderful seeing them try to bring these fucking balloons down. Ugh. This is the same thing, but here. This is in, I believe, Burning Man, which, by the way, you're going to protest Burning Man, which is full of people who are probably 95% like-minded. Probably a bunch of hippies, probably a bunch of people that would actively have your same belief system, and you're protesting them? What? My goodness. First of all, be better.
Be better. Be better. Be better.
And second of all, let's take a look at it. So this is the video that's been going around. We have a cop, what looks like to be a ranger, and we have what is a blockade. So just some context here. These absolute troglodyte hippies have decided to have a blockade right here, preventing this particular highway. I don't know if it's a side road, but I know it goes into the fire, whatever the fuck festival that is, Burning Man. And homeboy decides to say, fuck it. Fuck it. I'm just going to rummage through this. Of course, we have the girl that's sitting on it, not thinking that he's going to run right through it. But I agree. I'm part of this. I'm on Team Ranger here. So this guy pushes the blockade. You got that?
Yeah.
Did anybody get that? So we have a bunch of hippies here thinking that obviously they're in the right. Again, you could protest. You could argue about whatever it is you want. But the moment you start blocking roads, the moment you start going, no, let me impede on your life, as you see in England all the time with these idiots, that's when you get the long arm of the law. You get the long dick of the law. And in this case, this guy comes up. He does come off a little bit aggressive, though. I'm not going to lie. He rolls out of the car. And look at them putting the stuff back. This guy comes out. Yo, guns a-blazing.
Get out now! Get out!
Nice.
Oh, you on the ground now! Get on the ground! Get on the
And of course, this one's sitting down
Don't move!
as if she's protesting. Oh, I'm going to sit down and protest. What are you doing? This one just leaves. This old lady. What's going on here? Nothing of value is done here. This isn't promoting more people onto the movement. This isn't adding more environmental awareness. If anything, it's just awareness to them. And here, I think she's crying. What do you think would happen? Look at this. This guy is obviously motioning for them to come in and record whatever's happening here. This is the bane of my existence. This is the bane of my existence in 2023. You'll see somebody on the road desperate for any sort of help, any sort of medical assistance. And the first thing that comes to mind is not, hey, I'm going to call 911. It's, I'm going to record this person for fake internet points. I'm going to get the exclusive. Let me record this. What? What is the point of that? Especially this when it comes to one of these retarded protests where it's the same thing with the Stop Oil people. They're protesting these events that are essentially promoting plant growth. There was one that was a whole festival dedicated to plants and crops, and they protested that. What? They have to be hired to make protesters look retarded. There's no other thing that they could be doing. There's no way that these are actually legitimate and credible people protesting, because the way they're going about it is just so brazenly dumb. Let's see the comments that people left here. Well, we have one by PigCake saying someone will watch this video and still think he's in the wrong, which I agree. W Park Ranger, why wreck the truck on the U-turn though? Yeah, he did a pretty shitty U-turn. I'll give him that. We have some people here. I like the handcuffs come out. One stands up and walks away. But I do think that you could have two groups of people watch that same video and side with these retarded protesters for absolutely no reason. Hungry and Hungover says they filmed themselves virtue signaling on their phone. Sorry, let me pause this. This is distracting. Virtue signaling on their phone without throwing. Without throwing. I think you meant caring about the cobalt slave mines in Africa that created the battery on their phone. Hypocrisy is a prerequisite to protest anything today. That is true. My favorite one is that famous picture of a girl protesting capitalism. Let's see this. Protest capitalism, iPhone and Mac. Now this picture is just immaculate to the point where I think it's posed. It's so perfect it's posed. Let me see if I could even show it here. Of course, well, I'm actually on Chrome for once. Let's see how long that lasts until my computer absolutely decides to blow up. But this picture right here, let me smoothly transition. This is the perfect example of that. Smashing capitalism with a $1,200 Mac, a $7 Starbucks, and for sure she's typing on her iPhone. But she's got the mask on. She's got the little sticker. She's got the earbuds. Everything that capitalism has brought forth, essentially, is what she's destroying. And it's the same idea with these protesters. Do you understand that things just don't appear magically? This cup, this table, things that you take for granted, everything takes oil. The roads, everything. The Amazon that you definitely ordered earlier on because you have a problem with binge shopping. My goodness. Those are all things that require energy and require production of energy and the need for oil and gasoline and petrol. So and especially if you're gonna protest a flower like a fucking some sort of it was like a festival to do with crops. I remember specifically, and they're protesting. What? They have to definitely be doing that to look exceptionally retarded. But let's see here. It's virtue signaling and being fake political at its worst. I agree. It's the worst, especially now because you see it so often because it's so easy to record something and post it and a million people share it. Oh, going through this. Also, quick little tidbit here. My book is out, The View from Down Here. I don't know if you could find it in the description section below. You could find the shop where I have it, definitely, in the description section. But it's out officially, so if you want to pick it up, The View from Down Here, it's a nice little take on a bunch of tricks. You have some self-working stuff and Out of This World. You have some other more, I would say, not labored, but, regular card tricks. It's a fun mishmash of stuff, some mentalism. So if you're interested, and I guess I have to sponsor myself. I have to sponsor myself on this show. If you're interested, look at the link in the description section below. You'll find, I think, my lecture notes, but you could look at the shop and find my book there. It's called The View from Down Here because I'm short. Peter Turner, of course, wrote the foreword to that book, and he just put in as many references to the word short as possible. The title of his foreword was The View from Up Here. So thank you for that, Peter. I really appreciate that. Made me wait 4 days for that. Magic Buzz, you're wrong. The guys at Illusionist told me things do appear magically. Well, that's because they're trying to make money. That's their goal. Their goal is to try to give you some incentive to buy stuff. So they want to make you seem like magic's real. But no. Things take energy. Things take production of energy in order to do it. And their whole movement is just stop oil. That's their movement. Just stop oil. What do you think that's going to happen? What do you think is going to happen? Do you think that you're going to be able to get the clothes, to get the signs, to get the markers that you use? Do you think you're going to be able to get your phone, an iPad, to get your little drink, your overpriced coffee drink? No, you're not going to be able to get any of that because the coffee needed to have been brought from a farm in Nicaragua. The beans, those are harvested. That's put on a plane. That plane is brought to a dock. That dock is then taken to a fucking processing plant. They process it. And then that's sent out to distributors. There's a whole process that they ignore because they just think, oh, no, I'll just buy it. I'll just buy it. Well, what do you think buying entails? You're supporting the very thing that you are touting against. My goodness. You're wrong. It appears because Jabrizi prepped the reveal and coached the audiences in advance. Nice. Look at that. A dated reference to an old meme. I think Jabrizi is an old meme at this point. Maybe they thought it was a cop festival as opposed to a crop festival. See, that's good. That is worthy of a pin of glory, and I'll tell you why. Because it's very clever. That's very clever. So, Beats, you got a pin of glory. That was very clever. It's not always things that deal with pushing PigCake products or shilling the PigCake Magic Academy. That's not the highway to getting the pin of glory. You could also make a very funny bit there. Like in that case, you had a nice bit. It's solid. There are layers. And because of that, you earned the pin of glory. What's the other one I had here? This one, I guess, is a long-ish one. This one is essentially on how you can't trust bitches. Now there is some context that does add to this particular case. But I remember seeing this video and just seething. Just being angry at the blatant and just obvious gaslighting that's taking place here, which is a term I hate using, but in this case, it's textbook. So asking my wife to see her text messages between her male friend. So this is what's taking place.
You need a cigarette. You can call your sister. I'm not gonna harm you. I'm not gonna put my hands on you.
I don't feel comfortable.
I'm not gonna put my hands on you. You can call your sister.
I tell you, I don't feel comfortable. I need to go.
So just some context here because he did drop context in the comment section. He's asked to see the messages from a male friend to his wife. The wife and him are on a strained relationship, but they were trying to come back to it. They didn't agree to any sort of break or anything like that. And she is immediately saying that she feels uncomfortable with him around her because he thinks or she thinks that he's gonna hit her. That's essentially her out to this particular scenario. And you see her, she's gonna go walk the dogs.
I thought you wanted to walk the dogs together.
You can record whatever it is that you want to record. I'm gonna walk my dogs with
You're
me
walking both the dogs.
and talk to my sister and tell her how uncomfortable I feel right now. She's gonna go to bed. It's well past her bedtime, and I hope she picks up.
How are you gonna? Like,
I cannot. I cannot.
You've known me for 11 years. I would never put my hands on you.
I don't believe you.
What? That's mine. Those are mine. Those aren't yours. I'm asking just to see a
You're not
text
asking.
message. Yes, I am.
No,
And you're getting
not.
really nervous and fidgety.
I'm not getting nervous. I'm feeling very fucking uncomfortable.
Why are you feeling uncomfortable? If you asked me, I would like, yeah, you could look, because I have nothing to hide.
Unbelievable. The audacity. Harry Potter and the audacity of this bitch. I can't even... You're put on a spot. Why lie? Why keep it going further? It's so simple just to go, here, check it out. Take a look. But she's doing everything humanely possible to try to avoid this guy looking through her fucking messages. With, by the way, let's there's another topic here. The male friend, right? I've had this conversation. I have many friends that are female. However, I let them know that if their hand were ever to approach my thigh, I would have absolutely no problem having intercourse with them. And they need to know that because in the case of, let's say they're in a committed relationship, you get enough drinks in me, right? Put your hand in my thigh, it's going to go down. So it's very, it's I think important for me to be transparent with them. And here's the thing, I'm not alone. 100% of the men that you have as a friend, if you're a female, want to have sex with you. If you gave them the opportunity, they would probably have sex with you. I could probably bank my life savings, which is not a lot, on that. However, I've just seen enough to know that that's the case. So women tend to delude themselves into thinking that that's not the case. No, he's just my friend. That's not, no. It's not the way it works. We have penises. We have urges. If you push on those urges, things are going to happen. That's just natural. It's just the way things are. I can't control it. It's like that Seinfeld episode where Jerry's head has a chess match against his penis. Jerry's penis ends up having more power. I believe the head ends up prevailing, but still, the penis put up a fight. And it's the same exact thing. So these girls that delude themselves into thinking, no, he's just a friend, or lie to themselves or lie to their partner saying that nothing would ever happen, something would potentially happen. If you pushed it, if he pushed it, if it was the right circumstance, absolutely it would happen. So it's a weird delusion that I've heard from a lot of girls that are like, no, I have a friend and I would never. But he would. And if given the opportunity, for sure, something would happen, whether that's with liquid courage or anything else. And for some odd reason, they tend to ignore that. And I don't think there's anything wrong with a woman having a male friend, but just you have to have your boundaries there, because the moment anything lets up, you know that guy is going to snatch in there. As a matter of fact, there's a good test for this. The good test is have a female friend contact a male friend and ask them if they want to have sex. See what they say. And I guarantee you that the answer is going to be, well, yeah. So it's a thing. Let's go through these comments. If your girl has a male friend, it's already over. I would tend to agree with that particular end of it, although I'm a little bit open to that idea. I'm not going to be militant. I do understand that sometimes you have friends that you know, but I know in my head what the true nature of every relationship is. That's a friendship between a woman and a man. I know. So that's why you got to establish boundaries. The woman has to establish boundaries. And if anything gets a little bit pushy, you know, you got to cut that off and you got to tell her that. And same thing with you and girls. It's the same exact sort of thing. If anything happens, you already know that you're setting yourself up in a situation where that's possible. So it's the exact same thing. Maybe you're just afraid your man's going to hit you. It's time to end the relationship. Also, if you're so jealous, you want to see the girl's messages, the same applies. True. The moment that you get into the position where you're questioning your partner's messages and you lose that trust, The relationship's already been done for a while. However, equally, the moment that she's afraid to show you something so simple, you can't acquiesce into just a simple demand, which is, hey, there's reason for me to believe that you've had inappropriate communication with this man. Let me see your phone. And
You
quote,
could stop at 5 or 6 stores or just one.
New pig shirt, male friend for hire.
Nice. Magic Buzz dropping $13.99 hot Canadian dollars on the stream. Thank you, Andrew. I appreciate that. New pig shirt, male friend for hire. That, I think, is on par with I Love Black Pussy. That's another shirt that I've seen. I would Google it now if I didn't want my computer to blow up. But it's like this. I've seen this white guy. He's like a ginger, and he has a shirt that says I Love Black Pussy. That's in the same realm. If I wore a shirt that says male friend for hire, or it could be a similar to the shirts that say two-seater and then have arrows pointing at the mouth and at your crotch. It's that sort of aesthetic that I feel with that type of shirt. Male friend for hire. Hug me. I'm desperate. One of those. Like that type of shirt. Don't get me wrong. I sell a short but my dick toss shirt. I sell that shirt. So I know sometimes, I'm a hypocrite when it comes to promoting what you should and shouldn't wear. Then again, right now I'm essentially cosplaying as a fucking 80s version of Fez dressed as Sonny Crockett, as Kyle said earlier. But I think those joke shirts, they have a time and place, and it's between the ages of 15 and 18. And that's it. Anything after that, and you're pretty much selling yourself up for permanent virginity. Same thing with a shirt that says male friend for hire. Like if I wore that shirt as a 33-year-old man, I give you full, what's it called? Consent. Look at that. I have to ask what consent is. I give you full consent to blast me in the face with a shotgun if you catch me wearing a shirt that says male friend for hire. Let's see. Spot on. The wrong head could take over, says Kevin. Platonic friendships platonic friendships between men and women only work if they both find each other utterly unattractive. Yeah, I think that's the case. Although compromise, it's always a thing. George Costanza, speaking of Seinfeld, he had an episode where he hired an ugly secretary on purpose. And guess what? You're in a room long enough with someone, you start to notice their attractive features. Hey, yo, she's a troglodyte. She has a face like she got hit by a frying pan. But, man, those legs be smooth, though. You start to notice things. Boy, she's got some nice knuckles. And that's all it takes. Once you're out there praising the knuckles, the next thing, you're going to be knuckle deep in that one. 13 Canadian bucks will buy you a White Claw or 1 month of the PigCake Magic Academy. That is true. That is exactly what it would get you. One month of the PigCake Mentalism tier, which gets you 98% of the videos, which is about 1,400 videos. Magicians pretending they know anything about females. Come on! Yeah, that is true. This is also coming from a magician, so take that with a grain of salt. Sorry, let me reset my video drivers. My goodness. Could you imagine if they couldn't get their vegan soy latte grande douchey coffee or tea? I didn't notice that was a thing until I went to a restaurant in New York. It's not a story, but I've mentioned this before. And it's funny because I immediately realized the demographic of the area that I was in because I went to this restaurant that serves cereal, right? The whole aesthetic. An ex-girlfriend pushed me to go. So I guess we went to this restaurant and they have a little fridge, like a communal fridge where you could open and grab milk. And I, of course, what do I grab? Whole milk, because that's the sort of man I am. I grabbed the whole milk and then I poured in my cereal and then I offer it to the guy behind me. I go, hey man, here. And he goes, no thanks. And then I go, okay. Weird. I put it back and then I see him open the fridge and I see him grab the soy milk and put it in his coffee and sit down with his partner. So, not saying anything wrong with that, but immediately I became aware that soy products and that is rampant in that demographic. I saw this happen multiple times. As a matter of fact, when I went to the restaurant, funnily enough, the soy milk was almost empty. The whole milk filled to the top. So, it tells you a lot about the demographic of that area. This isn't soy milk, by the way. And I know I just shat on anything other than whole milk. This is Fairlife. And the reason why I use Fairlife is because it's 70 calories and 13 grams of protein per serving. So if you have 2 cups of this, that's 26 grams of protein for 140 calories. That shouldn't be legal. There has to be something in there. But if you're someone that's out here trying to be on the gains tip, Fairlife, I believe the light blue, the really light blue one, is a cheat code. And there's no sugar, which is crazy because milk has high ass sugar. Incel that shirt. Consent is overrated. My fucking goodness. I read the comment. I didn't say that. Okay, you said that, Beats. There's a photo of a girl giving a hand job on the back of the shirt. On the back, Mother Mary looking down with the words, "You need Jesus." I think anyone that wears any sort of those shirts from like Spencer's, I have a couple that I bought as a joke for bits and bobs in my closet. There's one that says sub-gay, like Subway, but obviously sub-gay. There's another one that's really graphic, and I forgot what the other one is. But if you wear a shirt from Spencer's, unironically, I would send you straight to jail. If I was president, if I was what's his name, Joseph Biden, I would send you straight to jail. I'm about to have a temporary dip in testosterone, but I'll agree. Milk tastes good in coffee. Soy milk tastes good in coffee. I don't know. I gotta tell you, hungry and hungover. Disappointed, much like a father that just found out his son is into. What would I be disappointed if my son was into? If my son painted his nails. I'm against that. You could do anything you want. You could do absolutely anything you want. But if I see you with painted nails, I'm judging. I'm sorry. I know. It's a thing. I know people do it. I know guys do it. Of all demos, not just, the zesty ones. I know straight guys that do that. But the moment that you have painted nails, I can't take anything you say seriously. Is that a controversial opinion? Is that controversial, my friends? Let me know. Let me know if that's controversial. But it's the same thing with that. If my son had painted nails, it's the same exact thing as you condoning soy milk. Although I do have soy sauce. Is that bad? I mean, that's the only soy thing, I guess, that I would consume, soy sauce. But what's the alternative? Or the alternative to that? Not really much. I actually use sweet soy sauce, which is a lot better. But that's let's see if I could go back to this. She ends up leaving the house.
So you have something to hide.
You have not actually done that in your past.
What is it you're hiding?
I'm not hiding.
Deflecting every single easy. So this right here is her alternative to just showing the phone. Look at how much work she's doing for that.
Just hold your phone and let me see what you wrote.
I am not hiding anything.
I'm not hiding anything.
Let me see what you wrote.
Okay, I'm gonna go. Liam, let's go.
Look at this. So she's gonna go walk the dog. Guaranteed, she's walking the dog. She's gonna delete every single fucking message that she's ever sent this fucking dude. Guaranteed. If you go on hikes together, by the way, that's the other video. From here, he does a couple updates. Let me see if I could actually show you this. Let me refresh, unless his account got deleted in a time. I'm on his side. Don't get me wrong. I'm entirely on this guy's side. I think that this lady is obviously deceitful. I think that she's gaslighting, that she's deflecting, every psychological term that you don't want to have in a relationship in the book. But he also says something here that, I don't know, makes me want to leave his side, which I just mentioned. By the way, I just spoiled it, but
an update and also a background on the video you saw of me asking my wife if I could see text message between a friend, a guy who's just a friend, just friends. They go on hikes together with the dogs.
And there we have it. They go on hikes together. Now, here's the thing. As I just mentioned earlier, right? There's nothing wrong with having a female friend. There's nothing wrong with having a male friend if you're a female or a male or vice versa. There's nothing wrong with that. However, the rule applies 100% of the time. If sex is initiated, it's going to go down. Simple as that. So in this particular case, if you're doing bonding activities like hiking with somebody else that's of the opposite sex, that's a little bit pushy. Certain things like, oh, we went out in a group setting. Okay, I'll give you that. We went to a place, there was more than one person. Okay. We had lunch together. Okay, whatever. I'll give you that, right? A good lunch, whatever, you're catching up. Nothing wrong with that. But hiking, that's a little bit iffy. You're going hiking on this guy. That's like, oh yeah, we're going on a trip together. Yeah, you guys are going on a trip together? Okay, interesting. So when it comes to that sort of stuff, I think there should be limits imposed. As mentioned by Mike earlier, same thing as to what he mentioned. The moment any sort of questioning is taking place as to the integrity of the relationship, you already know that you're in shambles. If the moment you have to look at her phone and see her text messages, that's not a good position to be in a relationship. And the moment she says no, and she's giving you the whole runaround, your relationship has definitely reached its limit. It's reached the end. And here, I believe that they were married for 11 years. He does an update video talking about other things, but yeah, it's done. It's over in that particular case. And it's just the obvious gaslighting that got me. That's what did it for me. Just a very obvious and transparent deflection to try to get away from that particular scenario. So obvious. My goodness. Especially when the alternative is so easy. That's how you could tell, by the way. Let me get my Spidey hat on. Let me get my Darren Brown cap on. But when it comes to if the alternative takes more work than what you're initially being asked, it's a lie. So in this case, look at the alternative. The alternative, she's going to get up. She's gaslighting you. She's telling you she's going to call her sister. She's going to go take the dog on a walk. That is exponentially more effort than just going, yeah, here. So what's this? What's stopping you from just doing this? Oh, okay. Then I guess there is some truth to the fact that you are hiding something. And so obvious. My goodness, get a burner phone. It's so easy now to have, you don't even need a SIM card anymore. You could just get a burner phone, text them from there. All you need is data. You could fucking message on WhatsApp, whatever, through data. You don't need shit. Or you could even, you know what, open up a Google Docs that you guys share with each other and message each other on that, rather than having this retardation of now having evidence on your phone. If you're going to cheat better.
Be better. Be better. Be better.
Sorry, my bad. I have to.
Be better. Be better. Be better.
There you go. Cheat better. Be better if you're going to cheat. Oh, so easy now in 2023. That linen coat screams soy boy. I don't think so. I mean, it represents a time period where testosterone was more rampant in the States, a time period of cocaine cowboys and Miami Vice, especially the pastel color that I have here. So I don't think it screams soy boy. If anything, it screams the opposite. Although the little slick back haircut, that does have a little bit soy in it. I'll give you that. But the jacket is definitely based as fuck. She's going to walk the dog and call the so-called friend. Yeah. She's going to do that. She's going to be deleting every fucking message. She's going to be out there just swiping, making sure that her phone is at least clean. And guaranteed, maybe when she got back, that's when she goes, well, you want to see my phone so bad? Why don't you take a look at it? Obviously, after she's had ample time to delete any sort of evidence. So obvious. Ugh. Israel Adesanya says he's going to paint his nails to knock out Sean Strickland because Sean made fun of his nails. Ugh. You know... Gotta tell you, still pushing it. I don't care if it's Israel. That could probably defeat me by looking at me, right? But the rule applies. Sorry, if you have painted nails, we can't be friends. Magic Buzz says that guy paints his nails. Yeah, right? That guy definitely looks like the type. But in this particular scenario, I'm looking at it from a scenario point of view in terms of what's actually taking place. And what's taking place is that. I don't know if he lifts his hand up and shows if he has painted nails, but he looks like a type. Would you be disappointed if your son was into magic tricks? I don't know if I would be more disappointed if my son was painting his nails or doing magic tricks. I think I'd be equally disappointed. It depends on what magic trick he's doing. So if he's doing something to the effect of like aggressive Christian magic, like aggressive, like message magic, I think that's pretty bad. I think most Christians would probably agree that that's also pretty cringe in and of itself. Like instead of doing a card trick, you talk about how the card represents, our Lord and Savior, and putting him in the middle. Society wants to hold him down, and then he manages to ascend to the top. Like that sort of thing. I think most Christians would probably agree with that point, that that's hella cringe. And if your son gets into that, or if my son would get into that, I'd be probably equally as disappointed than if he started painting his nails. Ugh. Let's go through here. How do you miss the low-hanging fruits? As disappointed as if my son was into magic. You see, I skipped it. It just went right over my head. Because the views from down here, which is my brand new book, they should pick up. The link is in the description section below, along with my lecture notes. But the book is in the same shop. You can check it out. Bunch of tricks, bunch of fun. It's going to be the first of many. I think somebody titled the last one. Did the fucking light disappear, by the way? I just realized that the light ran out, shining my green screen. But the next book, somebody named it. It's going to be called The Art of the Squeal. Obviously, a take on The Art of the Deal. Don't get triggered. But that's going to be the next name of the book. So my next book is going to be called that. Now, I did get a couple questions in regards to printing the books. Now, I know that printing is a lot more accessible. As a matter of fact, let me show you guys this. This is... Oh, hey there, buddy. Maybe I should have fucking done one of these. Jesus, that took way more effort than what I wanted to. So I received the proofs for my deck of playing cards. So these right here are the proofs that they send you. We have the box, we have the backs, we have the proofs, and this is what they send you so you could verify. Now, it's not in the actual, which I think is kind of pointless, that it's not in the actual cardstock. So this is not a sheet. Right, this is not a sheet of or an uncut sheet. It's just like a printed out thing that essentially have the playing cards. And I mean, everything looks good as far as what I could see here. And it's just a nice little step in the process. So these are what they sent me, and that just means the process is going along. So all I need to do now is send them the approval saying that, hey, everything looks good. I've shown this to a bunch of people. Everything says the same exact thing. And we can move along in the actual process of manufacturing. So they sent this overnight, by the way, which is kind of nuts. I expected to wait maybe a week. They sent it overnight. So that's just a little interesting tidbit there. Dan Sperry watching as part of the stream. He's going to put a voodoo curse on you for your anti-nail polish propaganda. You know, that is unfortunate because I am a huge fan of Dan Sperry. He has certain beliefs that I also happen to coincide with. But him as a person, I don't know. He does paint his nails pretty aggressively. He does put on a lot of makeup. I can't make an exception. I really can't. My rules are rules for a reason. And as much as I love Dan Sperry, we're supposed to meet up, by the way, one time that he was nearby. He was in Fort Lauderdale. We're supposed to meet up. And I think our schedules misaligned. Some weird thing ended up happening. But I'm a huge fan of his, but he does paint his nails. So I think I'm going to have to cut him off. Let's see. The jacket is more civilized era when you had gay sex, but didn't broadcast it to the world, says Magic Buzz. I didn't say it. You said it, Magic Buzz. Just I quoted you. Let's see this. For real, who's recording while they're in a real argument, says Beats. That is another thing. The recording I'm not a fan of. Because instead of addressing the issue, you're there recording your wife, maybe for, litigation and divorce proceedings. That's going to be valuable because you see her deflecting what is a very simple demand, which is, let me see what your fucking text messages say. Especially in a marriage, it should be open season. You should be able to pick up your husband's phone and open it and use it and do whatever the fuck you want with it. Same thing with your wife. So for there to be a block in that, I think that's good evidence, at least for a lawyer in terms of getting divorced. At least I think. That sheet is PigCake history. You should keep it. Well, this one, I don't know if I'm going to frame it or maybe sell it. I know that we're going to do uncut sheets. Daniel's forcing me to do uncut sheets. But this is kind of a, I guess, proof, like a actual proof, literally, as to the deck. And I don't know if to do, I don't know if there would be interest to even sell it. I just think I'm probably going to frame it and hang it up as a token of some sort of success in this particular endeavor. Well, that's funny that they have the colors for it. But I expected at least the proofs to come in some form of paper that's going to be similar to cardstock. But this is, I could have printed this. Like, I could have done this myself. So it's kind of odd. I don't know what this would do in terms of approving. Yeah, it looks good. But I could have told that from the PDF that I sent. Go through this. Jonathan Rosario says, hit the like, guys. I agree. But I don't want to say that because that'd be farming for likes. And I'm not a farmer. You know who's a farmer, though? This guy right here is a farmer. No, thank you. what you're about to see right now. This is the most Resident Evil shit I've seen ever. So we just have, yeah, no. No, thank you. So there's some field. I don't know what field this is. I might be retarded for not knowing. I'm not going to say rice, but some sort of farming apparatus. And obviously there's alligators in this water. Now, I don't know if that alligator is now picadillo. I don't know if it's ground meat. But I don't want to find out. I don't want to stick around and find out. Yeah, fuck that. Whatever this guy's doing, he's definitely getting underpaid. That's for sure. I want to know if the alligator gets completely decimated, because I have to imagine those blades are sharp, and there is some machinery there rotating them. I thought there were multiple crocodiles when I first saw this, or alligators, whatever the fuck. But no, there's only one. But one is enough. One is enough. That's definitely fucking for sure. Let's smoothly transition. You see the segue? How good was that segue? That was a really good one. I don't know who would want an uncut sheet. I prefer my playing cards circumcised. Well, I know, but I have had some people requesting for them, and they don't cost a lot in terms of adding it to the overall package. So I think Danny's saying that it's well worth it for us to explore that and get that. However, when it comes to this, I would have assumed that this would have been an uncut sheet as opposed to what it is, which is photo paper that they printed out. But I'm probably going to see if I could finish that process of approving it by tomorrow or maybe Thursday. See what else here. Framing the sheet could be counterproductive with the ladies. Just saying. That's true, but I do have a framed drawing of me here. That's also unproductive. I also have a green screen that they could see the moments that they come in. And I also have, what else do I have? Oh, a lot of camera equipment around. So there's a light, there's a camera. I have a bunch of weird equipment. So I was going to say if they walk in. But it looks like a porn studio. It looks like I shoot porn here. So I would definitely understand if there was apprehension for coitus. But this is definitely pretty virgin-y. I think a framed deck of playing cards is not really going to be too bad. It could kind of look cool, I think, if I frame it correctly. I just hate that I crimped the corners here. So there is a little bit of an imperfection. But alas. I loved the episode yesterday, the Magic Cast. Hope you do one of those once a week, like Kevin Bacon and shit. Yes, I do want to have one, a more regular one. As I've mentioned before, I'm interested in doing it with somebody else, and that's just not the song by 1975. I want to do it with somebody else. I do have an interest by a particular person that I think would be very interesting to have on a podcast, but we're talking it over and seeing what the outcome of that is going to be. I might just do it with guests. I might just do this, but have a different one just for Magic. But as far as that, I definitely think that people would like that, as much as it pains me to talk about magic tricks. I think that obviously a podcast like that would help people out. And whenever podcasts are discussed on forums, I want to be in the picture. I want people to go, oh, PigCake has one. As opposed to, oh no, PigCake just talks about shit for an hour and a half and that's it. I don't want that. So I do want people to at least talk positively about that. Ladies come over and see all the casting couch equipment. But don't realize it's for magic tutorials, right? It would be cooler to shoot porn, but instead I'm shooting card trick tutorials. So, pretty aggressive. Let's see here. Shooting, by the way, is the end portion of the stream, as I should mention. This is the part where we look through the comments. If there's any concerns, any sort of requests, any things in the comments, that's where we address them, even though we technically address them throughout the entirety of the show. But if there's anything that I missed, this is where we would address it, and then we end it. And I'd be remiss if I ended it without telling you guys about the... I know a lot about you, like why you're watching this ad, and it's specifically because you've looked up magic tricks. Well, hey there, my name's PigCake, and I've been doing magic trick tutorials on YouTube for the better part of 6 years. And I'm here to tell you about the PigCake Magic Academy with over 1,200 videos already uploaded, designed to make you an expert magician. You get access to all the content the moment you sign up, and I'm uploading every single week. As a matter of fact, I uploaded a video today. Just look at that list of moves, tricks, ideas that you're going to get access to the moment you sign up. It doesn't end. As a matter of fact, I could stop talking completely, and the list is still going to keep going. Just look. So check it out, the PigCake Magic Academy. The link is going to be below. I go with you, but I'm stuck in this video. But I'll wait for you to go ahead and click it. Go ahead, you know you want to. I think my best look, unfortunately, gone due to Peter Turner. Thank you, Peter, for ruining my hair. Let's see here. Did you consider a rotating set of guests? Yeah, I did, and I think that might be a little bit difficult to do. I know that I could just get people that I know from the community that just want to join just to talk shit. I think that would be an interesting thing. I know when I posted on Instagram that who should I ask in terms of magicians, a lot of people said me, do me. And I think that'd be funny just to get random people that sent me that and then have them on for an hour and a half talking about magic tricks and shit. I think that'd be pretty interesting. But if it's not going to be with regular guests, I'd like it to be with one person in particular, like somebody else. Because yes, I could talk about magic for years, but I think a back and forth is what's going to be pretty good, especially somebody that I disagree with, maybe on certain things. I think that'd be even better. So that's what I'm trying to get. That's what I'm trying to get at here. But we'll see if this person decides to say yay or nay, I think, by the end of the week. Have you seen all the conspiracies about the Maui fires in Hawaii? It is shitty, I gotta say, the fires that were there. There is a lot of shadiness. There's a lot of shadiness, I gotta tell you. Especially what they're... some fencing put up. Yes, I know, certain precautions need to be taken to make sure that people aren't fucking with this area or getting sick off of anything potential. But there's a lot of sus stuff. So I would definitely err on the side of being conspiratorial when it comes to that particular thing. You should open up the Discord for calls again. Most magicians would just want to come to shill things. Maybe, but I'm all right with that. I'm definitely all right with that. I might have one, I don't know, Friday to do a magic show already. But maybe Friday, we'll see if I could do a magic show. Let me ask around and see if anybody would like to just talk magic for an hour on Friday. Let's see who's in my DMs. Maybe I could get Stefan, maybe Eric, so Caramel. Maybe Manel, I don't know, maybe get his perspective. Kristen Grace, I know that we've been chatting it up pretty frequently, but he might be busy doing the whole launching of Enigma after he molested me with it in England. Honestly, tell us more about the book. Does it teach how to get laid? No, it does the opposite. It teaches you exactly the opposite of how to get laid. It shows you magic tricks. Although the interview with the table is one of my best, I think, top tier PigCake bits. I have an interview with a table with a table owned by a magician with a cocaine habit, and the amount of puns that I squeeze in there, I think is kind of legendary. You might be disappointed when you read it, but just know that I think that it's top tier. I'm painting my house blue this weekend. Magic Buzz, would you be interested? That'd be dope. I thought you were going to say I'm painting my nails blue, but I think you'd be great to have on the next one I do. I think that'd be a fun back and forth. And then we could get into crazy shit, because I feel like I'd call it the magic show, but we'd get into some topics that I'm sure would get me canceled, maybe. I don't know. I feel like that might be the trajectory for this. But that is a stream. As I mentioned before, I might stream again, maybe Thursday, Friday. I'll let you guys know. Obviously, if you follow me, you know when I'm streaming. I do it on Discord. I send notifications out on Discord, but if you hit the notification bell here, you should know when I'm streaming. So, to end the stream, I like to give advice. Usually based on things around me. I try to test my improv skills. What's this? This is a stack of fake money. I've already talked about that. More fake money. Okay. No, this isn't the advice. It's a trick, but it's a good trick, actually. I don't know if I have a pen or a pencil. That would work. The classic one This one fooled me and fooled a lot of people on TikTok. You have a hole in the bill towards the end, right? You have a hole, and what you do is that you fold the bill so that the hole is just below this little lip, right? So you can see there's a lip right here. So when you pull the pen through it, you're putting the pen through this hole. Now, if you want, you could have some cover by having a Post-it note stuck onto this part of the bill, and then the pen goes through the Post-it note. And you see the pen on the opposite side of the lip. You could even show it a little bit if you want. You could show the back if you cover it, but it's a nice illusion, especially if you have a Post-it note. And you could pull this through, and of course, people are going to assume that it's in the middle. And if you have a slit that's fine enough, they're not going to see it even if you show the bill like this. But if not, you could just cover it with your hand. They assume the bill is going to be there. And here's where you can make the joke. And you gave me this bill, right? You gave me this bill earlier. Thank you very much. And you put it in there. You switch it for another one, and they could look at it. So just a little tidbit. It's an old-ass trick I remember seeing from one of these kid magic books. But it was a funny bit because it's a pen through dollar where you still have to put a hole in the dollar. You just put it in a different place. That's not where they think the hole's going. A little bit of backwards thinking there. But I guess that's a tidbit, good bit of advice. Nancy Pelosi is doing insider trading. That's the thing I like to end on all these streams, just to remind you and hopefully bring awareness to the fact that she's getting away with it. Fuck. I have to pay God knows how much money to the IRS in a couple of days. So rock on and keep the magic strong. I can't do that. I can't end it with that. Somebody please come up with a better ending than ripping off Paul Weatherby.